And here is the Writer's Almanac for Wednesday, July the 3rd, 2019. It's the birthday of the playwright Tom Stoppard, born Thomas Straussler in Zlin, Czechoslovakia, 1937. He was a journalist, then a drama critic, fell in love with the theater, started writing plays. Had his first big success in 1966 with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, the story of Hamlet told through the eyes of two very minor characters. It was staged at the National Theatre in London, then on Broadway. He was 29 years old, Tom Stoppard. Someone asked him what the play was about. He said, "It's about to make me rich." Today's the birthday of Franz Kafka in Prague, 1883. He was terrified of his tyrannical father, plagued by many psychosomatic illnesses, tormented by guilt and anxiety, wrote surreal, dark, pessimistic stories. That's the image of Kafka that survives today. But he was also a productive, well-liked employee at an insurance company. He kept up a rigorous fitness regimen. He loved fresh air. He loved to row and to ride and to swim. And he found love and happiness in the last year of his life with a woman named Dora Diamond. He was in terrible pain from tuberculosis, but Dora Diamond said after his death, everything was done with laughter. She said, Kafka was always cheerful. He liked to play. He was a born playmate, always ready for some fun. And it was on this date in 1913, 50 years after the Battle of Gettysburg, veterans of the Civil War retraced their steps in a reenactment of Pickett's charge, the last Southern charge of the three-day battle. Major General George Pickett led 12,500 Confederate troops up Cemetery Hill, where the Union troops were waiting for them behind a stone wall. Only half of Pickett's men survived. It was the turning point in the Civil War, the last major strategic offensive by the South. For the Great Reunion of 1913, 50,000 veterans traveled to Gettysburg, the youngest 61, the oldest 112. It ended with Confederate survivors walking the path of Pickett's charge up to the stone wall where the Union veterans were waiting to shake their hands and embrace them. For the 75th anniversary in 1938, almost 2,000 veterans of Gettysburg, average age 94, attended a reunion. It's the birthday of the writer Dave Barry, born in Armonk, New York, 1947. Dave Barry, who said, "If you had to identify in one word the reason why the human race has not achieved and never will achieve its full potential, that word would be meetings." It's the birthday of the poet William Henry Davies, born Newport, Monmouthshire, Wales, in 1871, who wrote the lines, "What is this life if full of care we have no time to stand and stare?" Here's a poem for today by Faith Sheeran entitled Scurvy. When sailors crossed the oceans, their gums bled and their teeth grew as loose as screen doors in the wind. They ate old biscuits and salted meats, and bruises appeared like stains over their bodies. And then they began unhealing the arm they broke as a child when they fell from a tree unmended, and the gash in their knee when they were thrown from a horse reopened. All the old wounds were new, as if time had undone itself, as if each injury is permanent, just waiting to show itself again. It was worse the second time, not having fallen from a tree or horse, but suffering anyway in the middle of the ocean, where for weeks no land was visible. Scurvy, a poem by Faith Sheeran from her collection Telling the Bees, published by Austin State University Press and used by permission here on the Writer's Almanac. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.